with the rhythm of a Fleur, right? Like Fleur is not really babysitting his farm laner, so he doesn't see a big point to join up with the farm laner. And a lot of farm laners just absorb everything in the lane.
Yeah, I mean, overall, they've got the gold. Well, they did have the gold advantage until I brought it up there by about 200, 100 now. But it means that that's more than likely going to go over to the Lady Sun. So maybe Psycho's done his job. We'll see in the statistics when they do pop up. But he's now free to roam because 1v1, Lady Sun and Marco Polo just end up trading blows.
It comes from the side, but a bit of poking. Not level 4 yet. So no big risky movement yet by Psycho. So they're monitoring the situation though. Psycho, he'll be okay. He can jump over walls anyway.
He can escape wherever he wants to. There's loads of dashes that are in place for the side of BTR. So again, it's some great baiting mechanics from the side of BTR, which we've seen in the past 2 games as well. But right now, it's still BTR ahead of about 100 gold between them, which at this point is not the make or break.
They are now gathering at the bottom. Okay. Trying to find a pickup if they can, or if they can exhaust some of the skills. That might give them the opportunity for the upcoming objective. Though it's still pretty early, so that's why you don't see them really pushing in. Psycho really doing his work, opening up the map, giving vision. He's waiting at the side of Arise. Arise, now he does not have the Tremor Smash yet. So it's more of just like telling Arise that, hey, don't overextend yourself.
Yeah, it's tit for tat, right? They're just trying to make sure they get the mental game going for the side of the BTR. They just want to say, look, we can hit you even though we're like close quarter combat heroes. It doesn't matter. We will find a way to get on top of you. But like you said, Tremor Smash will be absolutely deadly going forward into these team fights. But it is going to be at the detriment of how well these time lapses come through from the side of RWE.
Yep, and we might see that in about 40 more seconds after the first Tyrant is up. You can see BTR starting to gather around there. Potential pickoff, not yet. They are opening up, so they're saving skills for themselves as well. As long as Psycho does not overextend himself, it will be fine. But we can see a bit of a pressure at the farm lane here. If they can try to get a pickoff, it will be the best for BTR.
Yes, they need to start getting some kind of kills on the board for the side of either of these teams, just so they can get that extra goal. I mean, that first blood comes with a bit of a Brucey bonus in terms of gold. And right now, it will probably pay more dividends for either of these teams to just get further within their means of itemization. But going in here...
Oh, in the middle. Okay, we don't have the Tremor Smash, and it will come in back onto them. Nice U-turn. BTR with a beautiful U-turn gets 7 Jin.
Yeah, they knew they had to take that fight there and then because there was no Sunbin around, so there was no silence waiting to take place onto the side of BTR. So well played and very well timed by the team, getting first blood over on the Dharma as well, giving some time for Tufts to just get a bit of a lane priority down there. But it is going to be...
Oh, Tufts. Tough for him. He can't get away. He was silenced at the same time, so that really didn't help his escape. So a bit of a trade-off here on the different lane. But still back at the objective. The tone of this round is still the same like round 1 and round 2. It's like at the early stage, yes, you might see some small skirmishes, but they don't really go all in.
No, yeah, they're setting the stage, aren't they? They're kind of not making sure it's sort of brawl for brawl from minute 1 to minute how long it takes. But here's the Magma Rush.
And the Tremor Smash. And 7 Jin underneath the tower. Lucky enough for him, he managed to reposition himself underneath the tower, so he's fine. But can't say the same for Fleur. Maybe Zankyu as well. Zankyu, one last stick of power. And Tunsky will make sure that he does not get away.
Yeah, RWE coming back just with a bit of kills trading here and there. In terms of the gold lead, it is definitely now in their favor by a few hundred, but they got to maintain that. Zion looking like he's taking a few blows that shouldn't necessarily be taken here from 7 Jin.
Now both sides, again, still at the reset. Nobody's really going in for the Tyrant. But RWE started off first. At the same time, you can see Psycho giving information, but the rest of BTR, they are not really coming. Okay, maybe Neil tries to steal it away with a couple plates, but it's a bit too late.
Yeah, a little bit too late there, I feel. I mean, they still had the smite up, but okay, Arise, careful.
Don't overextend yourself. Yes, he has his teammates behind him, but you don't want to force yourself into a situation that you can't get away.
you also don't want to force your ultimate, which was what happened there by Arise. He had to use the Invincible Warrior, and either to his mistake or it was exactly what BTR were looking for.
Now looking at the movement here, RWE, they're starting to gather up. They're looking for a pickup, but nobody's really at mid though. Yes, there's Neil there at the side, but he senses something, as what we saw in the previous round. Very good game sense, so he does not show himself. Okay, he's trying to distance away, but oh, they caught him! Nice catch there. Tremor Smash comes in a little bit too late. He does not have the damage to deal it, but here comes the backup from the side. And are they able to get a kill? Yes, they will. Zan will make sure that Flua does not get away, but it is only a support, not the biggest target of them all.
No, I mean, it stops the silence, right? And it stops the movement speed out of there as well. The time bomb just doing the damage over time. But right now, there's still some more blows being traded between these two teams.
They're going for the steal, and they somewhat managed to do it. Right now, both sides reset again. They lost a couple of players, but at the same time, while that was happening, Zankyo was doing Zankyo things. He was pushing the top lane, and that will open up the lane and the opportunity for them to get the Overlord.
I think anything at this point is Zankyo things, right? Like, he was able to use the duel at depth right into the backline to pick off Lure as well. So he's definitely using the Masashi to perfection. He's died once, but he is ahead in terms of gold to the enemy jungle.
Here comes Psycho still at the front line. He does have the Tremor Smash, so they can potentially make a U-turn if they see an opportunity, but RWE, they are aware of the presence of the Tremor Smash, so they know that basics, not to group up when your enemy has the Tremor Smash.
Yes, we see the Frost Guard Embrace come through on the side of RWE, trying to get a bit of that movement speed decrease from 7 Jin now, but they'll look and stay here in the bush. Is there something going to pop off here? I feel like it is a brewing a calm before the storm.
I'm just keeping my eye onto Zankyo at the bottom. He managed to shove up the waves, and right now, RWE, they are forced to defend their lanes again, so they cannot continue on. And they cannot take out the mid lane tower. The mid lane tower is now 50%, but it's just so frustrating that you can see a 50% tower, but you cannot go in.
Yeah, no, it's kind of a bit of a tease, right? They just wanted to open up that T1 mid lane because they opened up the side lanes very slow but surely. But there we go, just teasing is Mr. Psycho on the Liampo.
Circling around, it's going to be BTR. Again, they're putting pressure. At the same time, they're forced to defend the top. And right now, they're breaking up. Psycho trying to pull them back, trying to get them out of their comfort zone. But RWE, they're not biting the bait.
They're not. They're like, hey, no, we've played 2 games with you already. We know what your MO is.
Yeah, they know, they sense it. But look at Zankyo. Okay, Zankyo, if he can sneak one onto Danny. He shows himself, but Danny just a little bit too far. Most important is for them to defend the tower, but they'll make the engagement all the way to the back. Look at Danny. Danny's being chased out, but Danny repositioning himself really, really well. 7 Jin will get a kill at the front out of the nail. Toss went down as well. And now BTR. They are falling apart, but they trade back with 7 Jin. But they still have more players outside of RWE. They're trying to go for the next kill, but they don't seem to be able to find a good target yet.
That time flux just missing out just a little bit.
Oh, nice one by Zan. And Zan goes in. Oh no, Zan. 2 front for Zan. And now a nice U-turn. Force out to use the flash. It's going to be Psycho. Psycho died underneath the tower.
Yeah, so, I mean, even disregarding the time influx is completely missing out there, they still managed to make that go into their favor. That was like, what, a 4-1 trade for the side of Rough World Era. Really definitely putting them back into this game 3. They've just got to maintain that momentum with these neutral objectives now being up on the board, both being the Shadow variant.
And maybe there was a bit of overly ambitious move by Zan as well. But look at ambition here. 4 onto 1. Make that 4 onto 2. But they're able to get it. Look at how tanky Zankyo is. Zankyo is just throwing all the skills away for the hands of RWE.
Yeah, but they got to make sure they're paying attention to that mid lane. It does open up by BTR Zan. And he's not looking to stop there. He may get a push up into the T2, into the Clash lane. But again, RWE are just thinking at one sort of objective at a time, whereas BTR are thinking about every little piece on this board.
Here comes the tower going down. And again, BTR, they have control of the map after taking down the tower. The bottom tower is down as well, so 2 crucial towers down. If they can get the mid T2, then it would be the best case scenario for BTR.
Yeah, RWE are now behind in the gold resources, and the fact that they've opened up the side lanes as well makes it a little bit harder for RWE to farm in their own jungle, right?
He comes against Psycho at the front line. He does have the Tremor Smash. But he's looking for the right target, looking for the right moment. His teammates need to be in the right position as well. On the back, Zankyu is showing up. And RWE, they're aware of the presence of Zankyu. They don't want to be caught in a sandwich situation. They back off.
They do back off for now, but I mean, we see that Lubang is kind of surfacing Tufts there into the opposite side. They do use the crucial kill, Beth, though.
Okay, here we go. It is now goal time. BTR, they want to seek revenge. They want payment from that. But they lost San in the process. RWE, they are doing really well right now. And they even managed to take out Tufts at the same time. This is a big skirmish win for RWE.
It's a big skirmish win. I feel like if they took out Neil as well, that would have been even greater, because then their amount of damage would have been reduced by at least like 75%. Like their only damage would be coming from the likes of Musashi, which would even be that great, but they're using the time flux here to just speed up this takedown of this turret, the T2. They're taking back their farm lane.
This is the best part about the time flux, right? Like you're able to just go from lane to lane as a group that fast after this engagement. And now in the middle, they want to try something on the Psycho, but Psycho is not the target that they want to go all in. Instead, they're going to go objective gameplay by taking out T1 in the mid.
T1 in the mid. I mean, look at this though. Danny is actually really far ahead in terms of the goal difference to Zan on the side of BTR. It's definitely working out in the favor for the side of RWE now. He's got the Sparkforge Dagger, the Doomsday, the Frigid Charge, the Daybreaker as well. This is going to be some heavy hits.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Look at this. That was a surprise in the middle. Neil probably got caught off guard there. And now without enough players, they will try to go all in. They will take down the tower first, allowing them access towards the mid lane. And they will go all in. Check out the back line right now. And Zai will be the one to get Danny. Instead, looks like a potential U-turn here by BTR. They try to find the next target. And Jin tries to get away to safety. He's pretty low on health. Seems that Arise might not be able to survive this blast hit. And Zankyu gets it.
Zankyu was just so dominant with, and so like, he wanted that kill. He was just so dedicated to getting the kill over to Arise. And Seven Jin looking pretty low here as well.
Oh, his teammate tries to buy a bit more time, but okay, Seven Jin. Okay, the chase is happening. Tufts, does he really want to go for it? Can he? I kind of doubt so. I mean, it's the Dharma. He can easily dash away. Oh, okay. Here comes the flash, but it's not enough.
No, Dharma is on the run. He definitely doesn't want to be caught out here. Now, Danny is back up. Tunsky as well. It means that BTR took too much time away from these neutral objectives. They are going to go and get the Overlord, though. They managed to secure it, so they've got some great pushing force within their utility.
And here comes the waves at the bottom. Nobody from RWE is defending it yet. It could break. Oh, okay. Lucky enough, there's enough minion waves on the other side. The Shadow Vanguard is coming as well. So this is time for BTR. They have all their outs to execute the plan.
Yeah, they've got enough for a big team fight, right? But Arise don't want to get caught out in his own jungle here.
Potential Tremor Smash here might be used. Like he's waiting for more to gather. Arise is tanking the damage for now. He's keeping Zankyu at bay, and Zankyu, disciplined gameplay by him, to retreat for now.
Yeah, I feel like they're just using this team fight as a bit of a tip for tat to make sure they can get the Shadow Vanguard into the high ground territory, right? So just making sure that they can use it optimally, because it's going to be a long time before they get it again.
From the side, okay, here comes the Tremor Smash. Managed to catch 2 underneath the tower, but he immediately needs to back up because he's now down to 50% of health. But the counter comes in, and they manage to get Zankyu. A little bit of overextension. Now it's goal time by RWE. They try to get Psycho, but Psycho steps away because Zan is there just across the wall. They're not able to get Zan.
Not able to get Zan, but they've also got to retreat because Tufts has made some sure work of that high ground turret into the clash lane. It is literally teetering on the edge of death, and it will not come back. But look at that goal. Zankyu, 12k, and shortly behind Danny as well. So a lot of gold resources going up with different means on the side of both of these teams.
Oh man, Clam, this round is so tight. Arguably, it's even tighter than the first round. I mean, in terms of goal, in terms of levels, itemization, kills, it's all out there. It could go either way.
It could go either way, and I think this is just the difference between having those T0 picks like the Organ and stuff like that compared to just what you're left with.
Oh, here comes. He does have a trouble smash though, but he's not going to deploy it because his teammates is not in the right position.
Yeah, no, the burst charge in there and the Magma Slam was just to kind of just take them away, like, hey, just push them away, just keep them out of our higher ground turret vicinity, because I feel like if BTR start to lose some of their high ground turrets and maybe even lose, like, some of these team fights next, because we've been seeing Q being used pretty much as a scapegoat in this one, but they actually haven't been getting much rate of interest on the side of BTR. It's been going over to the favor of RWE, but you can see a bit of a focus here.
Psycho? They know that Zyko can jump on the wall anyway, and Zyko is probably baiting them towards the other players of BTR, so they're not going to fall for it. I mean, they've played like 2 games before this, so they kind of know the pattern of BTR, and they let that one go for now, but that also means that BTR can continue to pressure RWE.
For now, anyway, for now. I mean, Psycho has just basically been used as intel for this team, right? They're just making sure that he knows where all their team is. He can soak up that damage from the Kaiser, who doesn't really deal much damage, but it's more importantly just kind of making sure he exhausts any of these skills before they try and take the next team fight. But the Shadow Overlord is back up once more in about 12 seconds. So is that going to be the eyes of the prize for BTR?
All right, and it could be for either side, right? Like both of them are prepared. They have all their ults, and they're quite even in terms of farm, in terms of level. So it could be a 50-50. It could be a decider overlord as well, depending on who wins this. But the engagement's happening right now, and here comes the Tremor Smash just to try to buy a little bit more time. 7 Jin on the back is just so annoying, but on the front, look at how spread these two teams are.
They're very spread apart, but this is the beauty of the Liu Bang, right? Tufts knows that he has the battlefield command and he's able to go in when he needs to. He can be completely absent from this team fight, but then in it within a moment's notice. And right now, it looks like they don't really need him just yet.
Yeah, and BTR just buying as much time as possible for the Liu Bang. And they don't really need him. Okay, but if they're able to secure this overlord without Liu Bang, oh, that is amazing. But anyway, Arise will want to try to deny it, but no, BTR says BTR gets it, while Liu Bang is still at the bottom lane.
Yes, he's still trying to get that push. He's making sure that he's got RWE thinking whilst their back is on the ropes. He's like, do we take a team fight? Do we try and get a dominant position in this next team fight? Or do we go and stop this farm lane minion wave because their high ground turret is gone in that lane? But we see here that they still have the Shadow Overlord in the tank and they have just dropped it.
All they need to do right now for BTR is just wait, play the patience game. If they can push back their opponents, that's as much that they would do right now. Wait until all 3 lanes are being shoved in. And there's nothing much that RW can do except for defend from the inside.
Yeah, either defend from the inside or just before the high ground turrets, because we noticed that the Shadow Overlord was put beautifully into the clash lane, because what's spawning there in about 32 seconds, it's the Tempest Dragon. So they want the best foot on that clash lane, the finger on the pulse, so it makes it easier to take that neutral objective.
And just to add on as well, there's only about 10% of health left on T3 on top, but we can see the engagement right now, and the Tremor Smash will be used. Magic has 3 of them, but BTR still play the discipline game. They're waiting for the lanes to be chopped up before they continue on the fight. Right now, Tunski is pretty low. He has to back off. He has to stay in a safe position. Arise, 50% of health left, and the blades come in as well, but no kills yet. They are saving it all for the Tempest.
No kills yet, but we noticed that both Arise and Floor don't have their ultimates, so that could have been the ultimate goal here for BTR, just exhaust as much as they go into this one. Floors is now up, so he does have that time lapse coming through with a silence, which could be huge at stealing this Tyrant, this Tempest Overlord. Tempest Dragon, sorry.
All right, it's going to be sweaty, right? This could potentially
very sweaty.
be the fight that would determine who will win this game. But BTR, they have the option of still shoving up the bottom lane, especially with the fact that Tufts is still in the game. So RWE, they're always on high alert on their side lanes.
Yeah, they got to make sure that they don't let those minions go into the back lines, because if they do, then it's pretty much game over for the side of RWE. But right now, we do see the Magma Slam there.
It could be a minion game at the end of the day. I mean, this is how scary this match is at this point. We can see that RWE, they're kind of busy just shoving up the lanes. That's why they cannot move forward into the Tempest. But BTR, they're not too greedy. But they might find this target right here. Arise now taking damage, 50% from the back. You can see the engagement coming in from BTR. They're trying to find the next target. And Arise taking a lot of damage, but Arise is taking it really well. And Dunsky comes in with the kill on the Psycho to get him Zakir. Zan loses his life as well. RWE. What a patient play by them. And they might be rewarded with another kill onto Tubbs. Tubbs resurrecting, but they will only buy him that little bit of time.
Yeah, the Sage of Sanctuary is being worn off on the side of BTR is going to make these team fights not as confident as the way they want it to be. And it's only Neil alive here. And we can see that Tunsky's just trying to keep him away so they can try and just funnel these minions into the high ground turret in the mid lane. They need to do everything, and it's all down to Neil at this point, and that's a lot of pressure.
Oh man, he can probably clear off the minion waves, but it's not going to be enough. That's it. That's it. It is game time, ladies.
They do want to play on. This could be the chance of a reverse sweep, Sir Cloud. Did we think we would get to this point? And honestly, I'm glad that the team's finally given us a little bit of tit for tat in the overall best of 5 series. And it looks like the crowd back there at the North EDSA are going wild. Yes, it's still a tall order for the both of these teams, but it's very strange for this now to come through. It's the last series of the day, and to be honest, this is where it's all vying for. Like I said in the introduction, both of these teams are vying to get into the knockout stages, and they need that point on the board. But are they going to be able to take another 2 rounds from BTR? I think only time will tell.
Yep, only time will tell, and we have... we're still in a situation where it's really sweaty right